This is the story of the Prison of Ice and the quest's original appearance in Diablo 2. We find the dark atrocities that have waylaid Hrothgar from within begin to unfold as Marla meekly approaches us, confiding.
There is a matter which I hesitate to share, but I believe you are the only one who can help me now. Anya, the young alchemist and daughter to one of our slain elders, has been missing for some time. She is a strong, crafty woman with a spirit like no other. One night, just before your arrival, I overheard her and Nihlathak arguing about her father's death. The next morning, she was gone. Nihlathak has his own tale as to where she went and why. Don't believe him. I fear he's at the root of her disappearance. Please, if you can, search for Anya and bring her back to us. She'll know what to do about Nihlathak.
Nihlathak. There's something foul at play here. We must make haste and have word with the crafty elder about the disappearance of Anya and their troubling talk. Before we head off, Marla further warns.
When you talk to Nihlathak, be careful. There is no telling what he will say or do.
Heeding Marla's advice, we first seek out the blacksmith, Nihlathak, for more information about the young alchemist Anya, who says,
Anya is an amazing alchemist, especially for her young age. As long as I've known her, she's never let anything stop her from pursuing what she believed in. I wouldn't doubt that Nihlathak is involved. Ever since her father died, they haven't gotten along.
Alchemy, although largely foreign to us as a paladin, is no doubt especially useful in these trying times. This makes two townsfolk highly suspicious of Hrothgar's only remaining elder. We then seek out the aging mercenary leader, Qualkek, who says,
Anya's father, Ast, was our wisest elder. He was killed along with the other elders who erected the ward that protects the city. The ward has kept Baal's demons out of Hrothgar, but at a costly sacrifice. Nihlathak, on the other hand, was the only elder to escape the demons. Somehow, he alone managed to find sanctuary, while the others died around him. Ever since that day, Nihlathak and Anya have been at odds.
No wonder Anya mistrusted him, while her father Aust and his fellow elders committed the greatest sacrifice to ensure Hrothgar's people were safe, at least for a time. The slimy serpent Nihlathak somehow slipped out of death's grasp. Was that what has weakened the ward protecting the keep? We inquire with the Hrodric scholar Deckard Cain, who postulates,
I would listen to Marla. Nihlathak speaks with a venomous tongue, and acts as if the entire weight of this town rests upon his shoulders. Perhaps there is more going on here than we know.
With all roads leading to Nihlathak, we brace ourselves for a confrontation. Our sword hand rests gingerly on the hilt of our flail as we attempt to inconspicuously saunter over to the Elder's campfire, or an approximation of a saunter in full metal plate. When in close proximity of the ghoulish Elder, we whisper, what happened with Anya, Nihlathak? Much to his dismay.
Anya? Who have you been talking to? Likely it was that meddling Marla. Well, I'll tell you what really happened. Anya came to me for guidance after receiving a vision that her mother and younger brother were trapped in the lands beyond the ice caves. She had decided to go rescue them. I told her that her quest was a foolish one and that she would be safer staying within the city walls. However, she is a willful girl and would not listen to me. The next morning she was gone. No one is more distraught than I over losing her. However, if you feel the need to be Marla's errand child, I'll try to stop you.
Having spoken to the other villagers and our guard up, we realized two important factors. One, he wouldn't dare try stop us as it would show his treachery, and two, we may very well be walking into a trap. We once more call upon heaven's might and storm out of the tenuous sanctuary of Hrothgar, which Anya's father and his elder brethren afforded us, and begin to search out these ice caves A few hours pass and we arrive where we last left off, in the frigid highlands at the eastern side entrance to the Ariat Plateau, which is a broad area said to be marred by both madness and brutality. Barbarian corpses are strewn about amid fresh fires standing in defiance of the cold. Slayers stand ready to defend whatever lies ahead. A variant of the enslaved, the minions carry long scimitars, wicked axes or mace-like weapons, almost as tall as themselves, and swing it in a gigantic downward thrust that tears apart their victims. Sometimes they spawn with a shield, but even if they do not spawn with one, they can block incoming melee attacks with their bare hands if need be. But despite their strength, it isn't enough to stop our joint effort in felling the foul foes. However, the Slayers are not alone. As we inspect a pile of rocks with a corpse strewn across it, it props up in a strange manner when disturbed, and we're waylaid by more Slayers and their suicidal kin as more overseers are present than ever before, frantically whipping the Slayers into a frenzy. The most powerful of the trio, a unique called Gut Eater, blessed with spectral hit, but also cursed, with his last meal being a flail to his malevolent mandible as his putrid corpse explodes. As we probe the mountain further on the eastern side and move up north, we encounter a large glacial pocket guarded by a unique crush beast, girt by imps guarding the entrance to what must be the fabled crystalline passage. As we focus on tackling the scattered imps, the beast Thresh Socket curses our companion Hengest before we realize it's too late. As we turn heel to help our comrade in arms, he's felled. Knocking off Thresh Socket's rider, we send the foul creature back to the abyss before its friends can join it. Wounded, flail damaged and alone, we realize we are now unable to face the crystalline passage and drag ourselves through a town portal for aid and healing. Mala then tends to our wounds and remarks,
If it were anyone else, I would assume her dead. However, Anya is not so easily beaten. I know she must be alive.
This Anya sounds resourceful. Larzik, repairing our flail, informs.
As the daughter of Elder Ost, Anya is the only person, besides Nihlathak, who has any real knowledge of Mount Ariat's secrets. I'd hate to see our fate in the hands of Nihlathak alone.
Perhaps Nihlathak thought their secrets were best buried in ice. Qualkek then queries,
It seems like everyone feels Nihlathak played a part in Anya's disappearance. Why would he do such a thing?
why indeed? Was it because she blamed him for her father's disappearance? Was it his grief at being labelled a coward where the others had sacrificed themselves? Or was he perhaps telling the truth? Something doesn't add up, but I get the feeling we shall know soon enough.
Nihlathak's story does sound reasonable, considering what I've heard about Anya. However, the best lies are often hidden within truth.
Hidden in a cave of ice, perhaps. It's time to thaw Nihlathak's cold tongue as he himself incessantly attempts to warm his hide by his fire, and he exclaims,
Look, I've told you. She's dead. If you knew it was good for you, you'd concentrate your efforts on saving Haragith, not on lost causes like Anya.
What is good for me? Lost causes? Okay, stay right there, Nihlathak. I'll be back. And I assume what I bring in tow, you won't find amusing. As we head back through the town portal, now alone, we hear the eerie call of the tunnel and hesitantly step inside. Inside, we find the passage is more hospitable than expected. With fires lit and foundation in the walls, structurally it actually seems sound. However, with the gore to greet us embedded in the ground, we know too well that this is where our warm welcome ends. It feels like a trap. Before we can finish our thought, we're stampeded by a frenzied group of blood-red minotaurs called Moon Lords. Led by an extra-strong blue bovine, Sintung, we're nearly cleaved in twine by the Goliath swaths as they dual-wield axes and swarm with alarming precision. Reports actually said that they were largely seen aiding Bale during his siege, and all grave news for Anya and our odds of reaching her in one piece. As if awakened by our trepidation, winged succubi known as Stygian harlots rushes. It's said that these are the handmaidens of Andariel herself, powerful demonesses that were thought to have all but been killed off during the battle below Tristram. But Baal has unleashed his personal harem on Mount Ariat and enlisted their charms to help fulfill his desire to control the mortal realm. Succubi are among the most zealous minions of their master. They possess an incessant craving for blood, especially that of human men, and they take to battle with a passion and joy not often seen in demons. They're fast and mobile in combat, preferring to weaken their prey from a distance with a diabolical curse that causes the afflicted to lose life instead of mana when using their skills. Once their prey is weakened, the succubi move in for the kill, slashing viciously with their long, curved talons. We are also confronted by groups of frozen creepers that move slowly and attack with their claws at relatively long range in comparison to other melee attacks. These ambling ice demons explode into icy balls upon death. Finally, we make our way to the entrance of the frozen river, but are ambushed by 3 champion snowdrifters. Although they are the weakest of Abominable, these champions pack a punch and prove that without a doubt somebody has taken great efforts to thwart our crossing beyond the crystalline passage and into the frozen river. After defeating the ice-like yetis, we head down into the frozen river and see a large cavern with an even larger body of water. More succubi and Abominable move to block our path. Compounding our injuries are the Death Slayers, which attack from the safety of across the river. Curiously, a new enemy meanders our way: Rot Walkers. It seems Baal, unleashing his personal harem, has also pulled out all stops with these Rot Walkers. Legend has it that whenever Baal needs vast numbers of troops to lay siege to any stronghold determined to resist him, he musters the reanimated horde. These undead minions are the twisted souls of dead soldiers whose hearts turned black while still in life, and have now been given a new existence in the service of Baal. Chosen from only the strongest and most fearsome of warriors, the members of the reanimated horde can be distinguished from normal skeletons by their greater size and vicious charging attack. It's best to remember, when you encounter a member of this dark army, kill it and make sure it stays down, as they have a nasty habit of refusing to remain dead. After clearing most of the caverns of the undead multiple times, we sense that Anya is close. However, things are never that easy. Guarding Anya are a pack of frozen abominables with their leader aptly titled Frozenstein. As tons of raw flesh come raining down upon our head, our teeth are rattled and nearly knocking our flail apart again. We try and back up and thirstily gulp healing potions, but just as we think we're gaining the upper hand, Frozenstein finally falls in a wave of frozen death that nearly kills us where we stand, save for our trusty sash that stops us from becoming frozen and smashed to bits by his remaining snowmen. After they have been dealt with, we approach the clearing, and atop it is a black-haired woman on some kind of a ritual pad frozen in ice. This must be Anya, unless a succubi is playing a treacherous trick. We cautiously approach, ready for anything, and she says,
"Hero, Nihlathak did this to me. If you've come to help me, my only hope lies with Mala. Please, tell her you've found me."
Nihlathak. Her vitals are bad, and she doesn't have long. We race through a town portal in hope of Mala's help to free poor Anya, but first, we're going to confront the reptile known as Nihlathak. As we head to his fire, it seems his survival instincts miraculously kicked in the nick of time, and he's nowhere to be seen. We start to ask around town where he's sought refuge, to which Lazak says,
Poor Anya. I should have known Nihlathak was a traitor. If you find him alive, kill him for me.
"Oh, don't worry. If he's dead, I'll still lay the boot in for you." Qualkek then explains,
The snake has slipped our grasp. While you were gone, Nihlathak disappeared. I'll bet Anya knows how to track him down.
"Damn it!" We vow to make Nihlathak pay, but our number one priority is Anya. Perhaps Cain knows how to free her.
goodness! Anya frozen by that fallen barbarian Nihlathak. Perhaps Mala can help you, where I cannot.
With no other hope, we see Mala, who says,
So, that snake Nihlathak was behind Anya's disappearance, and he trapped her with a freezing curse. Here, take this potion to Anya and give it to her. That should release her.
With a special thawing potion in hand, we head back through the portal and attempt to free Anya. And as we do so, the ice bursts upward in a brilliant plume. Anya then steps back into the portal freed, and we follow her in tow. With Anya a bit cold but safe in the walls of Herogoth, she thanks us, saying,
You have proven yourself a true hero to me and my people. These are dark times, warrior. I hope you can bring an end to Baal's reign of destruction. Our Council of Elders is gone, my father Ast among them. The one thing that keeps us from total despair is the promise of vengeance against Baal. Thank you, hero, for rescuing me. To show my personal gratitude, I give you this. I had it custom made for you by Larzik.
Even with after all she's endured, she still finds time to gift us with a boon of a rare class-specific weapon, ours being a shield. We then head to Larzik to repair our wares and thank him for making the shield, making sure that our flail is in pristine condition for the day when it reaches the decrepit coconut that rests atop Nihlathak's treacherous shoulders.
I never liked Nihlathak, but I never suspected that he'd betray us. I just can't understand how an elder could do such a thing.
Neither can I. Was it a promise of power? Madness, perhaps? We will ask him again. And next time, let our flail lick at his ear first. Qualkek then congratulates us, saying,
Your rescue of Anya was quite an accomplishment.
Cain tells us further of Anya's reputation.
For one so young, Anya commands great respect. Now that she is here, I will make it a point to talk to her about Mount Ariat. You should do the same.
Funny, her reputation around town sits in stark contrast of Nihlathak's. No wonder he wanted her gone. But we then see Mala, who says,
Thank you so much for bringing Anya back to us. I have devised this spell to increase your resistances as a token of my thanks. I know it isn't much, but I hope you find it helpful. Please, go talk to Anya. She has urgent news concerning Nihlathak.
Thanking Mala for the increase in resistances and promise once Anya's healed, we will uncover the rest of Nihlathak's treacherous machinations. But that is a story for another day. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. It helps out the channel. Also hit the bell so you get notifications. I don't want you to miss the epic conclusion versus Nihlathak and then the Lord of Destruction, Baal himself. As always, thanks for watching, and until next time, traveler.